Well, good morning, Thomas. It's been a minute.
Morning, Sally. How's it going?
Not bad. I've actually been pretty busy while we've taken a break. I went to France and tried thrifting. I know I tried thrifting before in France, but I was in Bordeaux, which is down south, and I really hadn't figured it out. So this time we went to Paris and stayed in an apartment right down in one of the districts that is easy to get to everything. I found two things. I found charity shops, which were run much like Goodwill, but I wasn't happy with them. They were either open or not open whenever they wanted to be, and they were kind of everything stores. I'll try to hit them next time. But I found, I don't know if there's such a thing as a retail rag store, but the stores that I bought these things from, a lot of them had the same company name. It started with a G, but they were one was dedicated to things you could buy for under £2, under $2, and the pound and the dollar are so close right now, you might as well just call them dollars. For under $2 a pound. Some were $1.50 an item, and then you could go to another one, what might be within doors of the first one, where it's a step up and things are 10 pounds to 40 and so forth. So I tried them all, and a couple other brands too, and they all operate the same. But I noticed that the clothes were phenomenally wrinkled. And then I looked in the back and there's pallets of smashed clothes. So it's kind of like a retail rag store. Want to see what I did?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's dance.
Okay, so we're moved over to where I have some of these things on the wall. But before I get started with the French stuff, I picked up a coat yesterday for $5. I was using the Thomas method, which for me is what to feel when there might be cashmere involved. So this coat is a beautiful coat. I model it, except I'm not set up to model it for you. And it says inside somewhere that it is 20% cashmere. It says 50% wool, 30 polyester, and 20% cashmere. Thomas, do I call that a cashmere blend when I list it?
Oh, yeah. If I have a sweater that is 3% wool and the rest is acrylic, nylon, polyamide, polyacrylic, acetate blend, that's a wool blend sweater right there.
Okay, and this one, it has, see I don't know if you can see it, but it has kind of gathered sleeves, and it's a little bit padded on the end, so it kind of gives a flavor of like a 40s, and it has some leather, and this is real leather inserts there. It's just a beautiful coat. It must be like a size 10 or 12 because it fits me well. So
that is so awesome.
So that was an okay pickup. There's not a flaw on it, doesn't smell, doesn't need cleaning, nothing wrong with it.
What's the back tag look like? Yep, perfect.
So when I reach in the pocket, there's a hole in the lining. Shall I lift that, or shall I can sew that lining really easily. I mean, I can fix it. Is it better to fix it or to just list it as pocket lining needs repair?
That's the kind of thing I never would have caught. So so I would have just listed it, but that's a really good thing to fix.
Okay, and it's easy to do.
That's a good thing to fix, because if the lining is torn, you could show that, but that would be something that would keep someone from actually purchasing the coat. A torn lining inside isn't a big deal. A torn pocket lining means that if you put something in it, it's gone. That's trouble.
So I have not been able to find, I found some other coats that were Ferncroft, but I didn't find any that were cashmere or that they were this classy. So what do you do when you find something like this that, it is just a gorgeous coat? And what would you do?
So I would put the name of the coat at the end of the listing. Everyone would do something different, but because the brand of the coat isn't something people are going to be looking for, I would be using everything else. So I'd be saying vintage art, vintage cashmere blend coat, women's, men's, size, wool, cashmere, and then I would start plugging keywords. So I'd put Art Deco, 40s, 50s, leather trim. Yep.
That's perfect. Okay. Well,
yep. So
You get,
So with vintage items, I sell a good number of them purely with keywords, purely with fabric content. It has nothing to do with the brand. Oftentimes the brand itself is, what do you say? It doesn't actually help the sale because it's something that like is, hurts, but
look,
yeah, it's a bad brand. So it doesn't always even help to include it.
okay, now let's juxtaposition, I love that word, with this one that I did get in France. And I paid $10 for, and it is a 100% cashmere. Here is the brand.
Okay.
And here is the only other tag that's in it.
That's beautiful.
And it has not a flaw in it. It's, I'm assuming, the buttons are on the left-hand side. Does that make it a women's?
Which left-hand side? Your left-hand side or the
Yes.
coat's left-hand side?
Yes.
It's on, so it's on your right hand. You're lift it up. I can't see the
my
buttons.
left hand down. and
Okay, that's a women's coat.
Oh, okay. Look at the button. I don't know if it will show it.
Wow, that almost looks slightly like Bakelite or something.
It does, and it has some gold on it. I'm trying to see if it says anything in back, but the buttons are just beautiful and they're all intact.
Yep,
And
that's another exceptional piece. That's a $120-$180 coat right there. Beautiful color too. Beautiful
Yeah.
color too.
it's a nice camel color. I do. I really like that. So I
You
think
could in the title you could keyword spam, and you could actually put camel and vicuña in the title. Just make sure the fabric content says cashmere, because that's the same color of a vicuña and a camel hair coat that people might be looking for. But cashmere, in my mind, is a more premium fabric than camel hair. So it might actually allow someone to close the sale better.
And should I hit on made in Italy?
No, don't worry about that. Just put that in the item specifics.
Okay, done. Okay, this is a brand called, I don't know,
A
Affable.
Fibel? No.
Fibel. And it is Angora wool blend.
Perfect pickup.
It's beautiful. It feels soft. It's a large size. It says 50-52. I don't know. It says UK. I have to research the brand, the sizes, because they don't make any sense to me, but it has beads and stuff on it. So in this case, and I believe it is, they don't always say where they're made when I pick them up in Europe, which is really odd, isn't it?
So if it's that sizing, it'll usually be made in Italy, just because that's where there's a bunch of mills, or it'll be made in China. In my experience, I've not seen a lot of,
Isn't that German at the bottom or not?
I can't read it.
I don't see any Chinese writing on here anywhere, but I do see.
Yeah, that it's not. Yeah, so the only thing that I know is made in Germany is like Escada, also known as L'Oreal. That may be another derivative of their brand. It kind of looks like their label. If it's made in England, the made in England products tend to be like heavy wool items, coats, that kind of stuff. And made in Italy is that kind of fabrics. So my guess is one of the two, Germany or Italy, or
is this
not China.
The brand doesn't matter. Again, just say Angora blend. This is 25% polyamide, whatever that is, 55 polyamide, 25 cents, 25 acrylic, 5% Angora, and 5% wool. Would you call it an Angora blend?
Yeah. I would put fuzzy in the title. That's okay. Polyamide is just another word for nylon. It's a fancier word because nylon's uncool. That's super on trend. You could easily sell that for 35 to 40 bucks. Easy.
Okay. Great.
Beaded, cottage core, all those things. So far, great pickups. These are really, that one looks exceptional.
You trained me well. This is number 3, which is, it says hand knit in Iceland.
Yeah, that's an easy 50 bucks right there. That's beautiful. Is it scratchy wool?
You know, it's actually part scratchy and part soft.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that is a fan. So the actual brand tag is off, or it's so old that it didn't have them. Beautiful buttons too.
Well, actually, the brand tag it's on there, but I can't read it. So yeah, the
Okay.
buttons are absolutely gorgeous. They're metal.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take a penny less than $50 for that sweater. That's a beautiful sweater, Fair Isle Nordic. Put all those in the title.
Okay, this one, number 14, I numbered it so I could find them. The brand is Bailey Deal, Diehl,
Okay.
which doesn't mean anything to me. It is an open
No.
cotton. It is 100% German linen.
Okay.
You can see
I
through
don't.
it.
Yep. So if you're putting knit style, that'd be open knit.
Okay.
Everything. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. I don't know about the brand. That could be. I mean, if it's a good brand and that's in perfect condition, that could be a $200 sweater or a $25 sweater. I
Okay,
have no idea. That's totally brand dependent.
is linen a good, we haven't talked about picking
Yep.
up.
Yep. So I just sold a vintage Eddie Bauer sweater that was 50, or I don't know, some significant portion of linen. So if it was a cotton Eddie Bauer vintage sweater, it'd sell for $20, not exceptional plus shipping. This one sold for 35 plus shipping, purely because it's a linen blend.
Okay. And I'll look up, it is made in, I think, Germany or something, if I can pick that up off the tag.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, here's another sweater that
Ooh, nice one.
it is, but Thomas, it has a brand. I don't even know how to read that brand. I've looked it up and can't seem to find it. It's just a bunch of numbers.
Hold on. Okay, so that looks, how does it say? Okay, so that looks Russian to me. I could be wrong, but that looks like a Russian sweater. What's the other tag?
There are no other tags, and it feels like a working sweater. It's rough, it's scratchy.
Mm-hmm. I would put, it's not old. It's definitely not a vintage sweater. So I would put, what would you call that? Wool sweater, men's medium, gray or beige, whichever one it is, red striped, scratchy wool, scratchy thick wool, and I'd put Russian. And then where does it say it's made?
It doesn't.
Oh, I thought it said right there.
No, I've been trying, this is just says 1M. I've been trying to find that brand and I can't find it. I think it's like 29202 or Z9202. I have searched till I'm.
Yeah, just plug that stuff in. One time I found a sweater like that was all in Russian, but it was like stylized Russian. So you typed in the characters that looked Arabic, well, that looked English, but that were like in quote unquote Russian. And it was this long string of stuff. But when it came up, it was some weird streetwear brand.
Okay.
That does not look like a streetwear brand though.
No, it really looks like something you'd find on some guy out in the field who's come to a pub after work and put on this sweater.
Yeah, I'm guessing that sweater costs several $100s, but just based on the brand and the fact that it's not old, I would take $30 for it.
Okay. Number 17 is this I picked up in France, but it's really weird. It's a No Excuses or an NX S brand, No Excess. It's the Dutch clothing company made it. Oh, here, let me show you that.
No excess. Got it. Okay.
And it's cable knit. It's very, very heavy. It is quarter button, so it has this kind of funny collar.
Yep.
And it's a large size. And on the sleeve, it has a leather tab that also says no excess. No excuses.
What's it made of? Cotton.
I believe number 17. I don't, it doesn't say, it just is heavy, and I'm going to guess it's cotton with something else. Is
It
this,
looks cotton to me.
and there's another metal tag on it on the bottom.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. So all those things are good indications.
I got it. It's 50
Um,
cotton, 50 poly.
Good. So based on, type in the Danish clothing company should bring up something.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's a nice thick cable knit sweater. It could just be like that could be the Old Navy of France. I'm not sure. But so like that could be something that will never sell, or it could be something. Yeah, I have no idea. Could be 20, could be 40. I think that's a fair $30 sweater that
Okay.
you'd mostly have to sell with keywords. So that would be, button neck, mock neck, cable knit, cotton, thick.
Okay, I have this one called Dolce and Rosa.
Okay.
And I think you call this waterfall, maybe.
Yep.
Mhm. And it is cashmere blend.
Looks good. I don't know the brand, but that's something that that looks like an easy $30. It could be more depending on
Dolce and Rosa Paris.
The brand. You should be able to find that, I'm guessing.
And just list.
Minimum 30.
Okay. We're hitting the sweaters here. This good old, this one, I had to really look for a while. And they're kind of cool to even know what it was. This is by Mondi, Mondi.
Okay, I've seen that before.
It's made in West Germany. And this is a graphic that is women tug of war, women tug of war. And it's not printed, it's woven right into it.
Does it carry to the back?
Nope, plain black.
That's a really, really cool sweater. That should be, Mondi is something I find here. And it's not a brand that fetches a ton of money, but that's an exceptional graphic. So that should be a $40 to $50 sweater.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Kind of went sweater crazy a little bit. This is number
As you
6.
should. It's sweater season.
The brand is Canda, Canda.
Okay.
Nice brand. And what I found out about it, I don't know the fabric content. It feels
It looks
like
cotton.
a blend of, feels like, oh, wait a minute. Well, it's because the tag is obliterated. It feels like a cotton with some wool in it, but I would probably call it a cotton blend. I got it because I was thinking, why did I buy it? I buy it because it's heavy. It's in really good shape. It's a good size, kind of a cool color. So that like a $20 sweater, $25 sweater.
Yep, exactly. Nailed it.
Okay, I'm getting there.
So when you brought these over, did you just did you go there with an empty suitcase, or did you buy a suitcase to bring things back?
Yeah, I call Bill Houston. So if you ever hear me refer to Houston and I travel with just carry-on. And we stayed in an apartment. And so I didn't have to take anything. So we just took a couple suitcases. And I think I brought back about, Bill, did I bring back 30 items? Something like that. I don't know, 20, 30 items. So that's what I did. And I actually had more room. I just kind of ran out of time. It took me a while to figure out where to find this stuff. And once I found it, then, I was running out of time and it was a weekend. This sweater is no brand on it. So why did she pick it up? I think I picked it up because I think it's cashmere. It is made in Italy. That's nice. And it's mohair.
Has it shrunk? Hold it up.
It's like a crop because it's plenty wide across the shoulders.
So oftentimes, if you see that like weird kind of crinkle look to it, that's the result of someone having washed it. I don't think it's cable knit. That's why. Okay. Sometimes if there's different layers of like knitting, like one is tight knit and then one is loose knit. If you wash it, it ends up having this really weird pattern and fit, and it's almost unsaleable. That is definitely a really nice sweater. It's got that dolman batwing sleeve thing.
Okay, Batman, not Batman,
Batwing sleeve. Yeah, that's that should be 35, 40 bucks easy.
And I picked it up based on feel, and sure enough, it was mohair.
Nice
What
work.
is mo? What's a mo?
It's a goat.
Oh. Okay, another sweater. This is called Of White, OFWHITE. And it is a mohair blend made in Italy. It's got double buttons. It's an XL. It's a short jacket. It feels nubby because of the weave. The weave is very nubby.
Yep,
And
that's a nice weave.
very soft.
I don't know don't know the brand. I'm
Yeah.
guessing 50 bucks. That looks really exceptional based on the weave and the fabric content.
Okay.
So the only thing that sets that one apart from other ones is the weave. That's why I
Yeah.
gave it more credit.
This one is a, okay, it's wool, cashmere, 10% cashmere, and some other wool and a little bit of elastic. Very.
What's the brand? Yep, got not a clue. That looks like something that they would pump out of, like, I could be wrong. Looks like it's something they kind of pump out of China. That thing is huge.
It is big. It says it's large / extra large, and it has, look at the sleeve on it.
Yeah, I never know what kind of sleeve that is, but that sleeve is harder to sell, which is really annoying to me in my experience.
Find a name for it. It's almost like a shotgun sleeve on a Western shirt.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I don't know. Look up the brand. Those kind of sweaters that are super, super draped like that are very much in. But I don't know what freaking.
I'd list it as a woman's sweater, wouldn't you, with that kind of a sleeve?
Oh, that's a women's sweater. Yeah, you'll never have a men's sweater with that pattern, that sleeve style.
Here's one I picked up just because I liked it.
Okay.
And I don't even, it feels like it has some Angora in it. Oh, wait a minute, here it is. 90% mohair.
That's beautiful.
Cute thing across the bottom.
How long is it?
Oh, it comes down to my knees. Just above.
Oh man, that's got to be 70 bucks.
And look at the buttons on it.
That is stunning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got to be 70 bucks or more. That's a truly exceptional piece.
Okay, and this one, again, I picked up because I kind of liked it. I don't know what you'd call this collar, a shawl collar.
Yeah, that works for me.
And the brand?
No, Calneck, sorry, Calneck.
Calneck, okay.
Not a clue.
I'll tell you, we're going to take a trip to Paris together. And when we do, you're going to study up on Paris brands.
I have such a hard time selling things that are sparkly like that. I could be, oh, with the tulle frill.
Yeah. And its content, it is mohair again, 25% mohair.
It's beautiful. I don't know how easy it is to sell because it's that glitter
I thought
thing.
maybe for holidays.
Yeah, put Christmas in the title, but it's open knit too. It's kind of sheer.
Yes.
I think that'll take a while to sell. I would take 30 bucks for it, but could be an exceptional brand. That's kind of the case with any of these. I don't know the brands.
Here's one I bought that I only bought because it looked stylish. I don't think it has.
Oh, Desigual. So Desigual is a, how would you describe it? It's kind of like a more avant-garde Zara. So it's moving here. I'll occasionally find it, but that's a really cool, on-trend, crazy piece.
This is full zip. Well, it zips down to there, and then it lets it fold away.
Yep. In the title, I put high-low. That was a big thing about 5 years ago.
but that looks just kind of neat and it's a good size.
Yeah, that's really good.
This is the classiest pair of pants I've seen in a long time.
I've seen that before. It's not a fantastic brand, but those are nice pants.
Made in Amsterdam. They're
Yep,
wool. They're lined.
yep, they're nice pants.
So I was thinking, Thomas, when I look back at our earlier flip and flops, I think your advice is taking. My average sale price is now over $30.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was back hovering around 2018. You remember those days.
Oh, I
And
remember.
I'm selling fewer things for more money, and it took a while. And I think we talked about doing a video on, if you look out here, I don't know if you can see them, those big ships in the river. You've seen them. Well, do you know that it takes from 2 to 4 miles for them to stop, let alone turn around and go the other direction? So I kind of liken my eBay selling experience to deciding about in May that my ship needed to turn around, because I was selling, the old joke, $12.95, including shipping, Gap jeans, and making a killing. So it was tough and it took a while. Nothing productive happens much while that ship is slowing down, because during that time I got rid of dead stock. I got rid of a lot of low price things by selling them out of the store at a low price. And just, there's an old song from the, I don't know, 60s, I think, called Walk On By. And it's about a guy who loses his girlfriend. So if he sees anything that looks like her again, he's just going to walk on by. Well, I find myself humming that when I'm going into a thrift store, because I'm walking right on by the Gap jeans. I'm walking right on by the plain Nike t-shirt. Not that there isn't a business model for that, but I'm old. I don't have time to screw around with making $1 an item and saying that in 20 years I'm going to be rich. Oh, I wanted to show you one more coat that I got yesterday. And again, it was a $5 buy. It is a long, I think we used to call them dusters when we rode. It has a button in wool liner. It has a button on hood. It has a cape in the back, and it has a treatment. It's not oilskin, like the real heavy one. It's a medium weight. And the brand is not Outback, which used to be my good brand for oilskins. This is Outbrook, but the size is good. And for $5, I think I'm going to have fun. It's got spider webs on it. Those are spider webs. It's been in somebody's storage for a while. So anyway, it goes back. Pardon?
That's the kind of coat that will, I think, take a minute to sell. But if it's in season, like right now, and it's $5 / you're at the bin, so that's about what it would cost, $5 for that. I think that's a pickup. Perfect condition. The real differentiator for that is that buttoned in wool lining.
Yes. Yeah. And it makes you look kind of authentic. And right now, because it's the kind we used to buy that really were oilskin from Australian Outback and wear, but it kind of is the, like the Yellowstone vibe of what a cowboy might wear or somebody might wear when they're out on a horse. That's why the tails are so long. That's why you have a back gusset, but they're not really too functional on this kind of a coat. So anyway, I look at where we have come from 5 months ago in terms of heading in the direction I want to go. And it's pretty good. We're going to head back to France in April, and we're going to be there in fact, Bill wants to go again next month. And I said, I don't think I can put it together, but we're going to go back in April, since we have this free apartment to stay in downtown Paris. And it is so fun. You step out of this apartment that's really, really old and tiny, and you step into a neighborhood that has, you could buy your bread fresh every morning, and cheese and meat. And and everything is in the neighborhood. There's grocery stores, there's things to buy for your house. It's like a mini city, only it's within about a 6-block a 6-block radius of everybody. And I finally figured out that's why the kitchens are, that's why they have all these little stores. The kitchens are tiny because property is so dear. So you almost shop daily, where there's nothing in that kitchen that would hold a week's worth of food. So you go out and you buy fresh daily, which is kind of neat. Your refrigerator is the kind you might have in an apartment or an RV. The stove, if you're lucky, has a couple burners on it and it's narrow. And the counter space is, maybe could be 3 or 4 feet. And then you have a sink that is usually, relatively small too. So the good part of that is everybody goes out to buy daily. And so you have vendors who are selling really good stuff. Want to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, nice to be kind of get back in the groove here. We'll try to put together, because I think it'd be really interesting on how you turn the boat in eBay and get back to some good sales. Also, I want you to help me on a coming video on promotions. I've gotten to the point where, I'm just not sure exactly how to do it. And on promoted listings, I'm taking the cheap route. I'm just promoting everything plus 1.1%, plus 1.1 points. So if they say 7, I promoted 8.1.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that's good. And I really don't have a handle on coupons and sales. So we'll get into that on another video. What do you think? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I can help you with all that stuff. I'm pretty good at it now.
Well, we've covered a lot of territory this morning, and I'm going to add in a little bit of footage from my trip to Paris, and we'll get together later this week and figure out, or probably next week now, and figure out how we're going to put together the how do you turn your eBay boat video. And how's that sound? Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Have a good one.
Peace.
Oh. Look, Thomas. Christian Dior. Who knows if they really are, though. They're probably fake Dior. More Dior. Oh, look at this. I like these. These are, I have no idea. Dirty, dirty. I'd love to find out how much these are. They're Christian Dior glasses. Whether they're real or not, I don't know. And I like these too, but I don't know what brand that is. Made in Italy.
Yeah, I wish I'd have worn my sweater.
I want you to ask him how much these are. Ask him. No, let's just ask him how much that pair is. Maybe you can write it down. Look at this, isn't this pretty? I'm sorry, my French is very bad.
Yeah.
20.
5 euro?
20?
20 euro. Okay.
C'est Christian Dior.
What?
Yeah.